So in this first drawing skills video, we are looking at line type and weight. And this is really important when we're drawing products and trying to understand, analyse, communicate about them, that we use the right type of line to show what we're talking about, what we're using. So there's three types we're going to look at, and once we've shown you the video, you're then going to have a little bit of a chance to use them in your future tasks. You should know when to use them and how to draw each one well. The order we're going to show you construction lines first, then outlines, and then hidden detail. On the document cam, you can see I've got my page set at a slight angle. It's just so it's a more comfortable place for me to sketch. Now when we start doing construction lines, I'm holding the pencil quite away from the tip. This means that as I draw a line, I can slide my hand and I can get relatively light lines. Now, I've put a whole load of lines on the page there. Some of you can just about see in the camera. In the actual room, they are slightly darker than I would really like, but they're drawn just dark enough for you to be able to see them on the camera. When we're drawing construction lines, the reason we draw them so light is so that we can then use them as a grid or as a template, as a way of structuring our drawing to start building it into a product and to show features nice and clearly without outlines. So I've got a few lines on the page there. Some of them you can see clearly on the camera, some of them you can't. But I can see them all clearly in the room. All I do is I can start using them as a grid to draw our famous pencil sharpener. So I'm starting at this base corner here. And we look at the pencil sharpener, it's just about halfway up the overall height. So I'm going to take the middle of my lines. I'm going to put in a nice dark. You see my pencil grip has changed. I'm a lot closer to the tip. And this gives me more control for a nice dark outline of my shape. So that's this end here, and then I can follow the line on the bottom. Now because I've got a construction line there, I'm not tempted to wander. I can adjust the angle of my fingers to keep that line coming neat rather than following the natural curve. When normally we try and draw a line, we end up curving a bit like that. But I can avoid that to follow my construction line. And the same down here, we can put in this height. Now I know where my shape's coming, I'm going to put in another construction line. When we do this, sometimes we miss the corners, sometimes we don't get the perfect line. And then we can do it again. Because they're very light, we can get away with it. But now I'm going to follow that line to draw in a nice dark outline for that bit of the shape. So there's two types, construction lines and outlines. We're now looking though at the fact this has got a hole in it, and how do we show that? Well, this pencil sharpener's got a step. So it's got an area that's deep and then it's got an area that's shallow. And that's why I've put this vertical line in here. So along this vertical line, up to this vertical line, we've got a dashed hidden detail line which says there's a step gap at the bottom. We know it's going to come up at that step, to there. And then we're going to choose some heights at the front. And we're going to say this is our hole. Now as we come down the hole, tapers to about this stage here. It disappears at the step. So very light construction line first, and then follow that with my dashed line. Now you want to try and keep these even. You'll see that some of mine aren't coming perfectly even, but that's a quick demonstration for you just to show you the principle. And then you can put the time in on yours to make sure they come in roughly equally spaced, equal lengths to get a nice neat drawing. And you can see there we've now showing that there is a hole, there's a gap in the middle of this pencil. So to summarise what we're looking at, you should have in your drawings you're producing for your courses, you should be able to show us that there is very light lines you're using to help build up. And sometimes you just go straight for the shape very lightly and have a little bit of overshoot. I used a grid in this example. Very clear, precise outlines, the corners nice and neat, no overshoot, and no curves and bobbles on the sides, just nice and neat lines. And you've shown the relevant hidden detail using dashed lines through the product. That's what we're going to be looking for. So we'll look forward to seeing your finished work showing this standard.